Okay, so recap and reaction to tonight's episode of Big Brother picks up right after Kaylin's HOH win. Caylin, as a joke, says, okay, who's gonna make me food since I won HOH? And Derek F is like, okay, I got you for a massage. Like, Derek F is like, goodbye, Frenchie. Hello, Caylin. So, of course, everybody's trying to figure out those 2 votes to evict Alyssa, which were Big D and Tiffany. It was funny seeing Tiffany and Big D interact about these votes, and they're like, everybody's freaking out about them. And I'm like, I don't care. Like, who cares who those votes were? Tiffany says Frenchie pulled her aside to do him a favor by throwing a rogue vote at Alyssa to pin on Derek X. Tiffany agreed, and she says she kind of used it as a way of, if Frenchie blabs about it, it's a way to throw him in front of the bus. I mean, she already knows what Frenchie's all about. Of course he's gonna blab, like, he's all over the place. Alyssa thinks that it was done to pin on Derek X, but she does not think that Derek X voted her out. Christian isn't upset that it happened, but he's upset that he didn't know about it. Claire has a DR session. She's obviously very thrilled to be safe since Caylin won HOH and she's a part of the Queen's team. So yeah, comes at a good time, especially after losing Travis and having a smaller team. Caylin and Xavier have a talk about the rogue votes. Caylin says that he thinks it was Tiffany and he's a little worried about it. Xavier's like, no, it wasn't her. Like, don't worry about it. And he's like ironing those pieces of paper. I was like, is the iron on? Is something gonna burn? But no, it was all fine. So Tiffany's very annoyed with Frenchie when he starts talking about knowing who the vote was, and she's like, that just defeats the whole purpose of a rogue vote, which yes. And Tiffany warns Caylin about Frenchie. Frenchie's spiraling. He doesn't have power anymore, and he's worried. Caylin has been warned about Frenchie. Travis, before he left an hour before eviction, warns Caylin about Frenchie and tells him about Frenchie's lies and how he said he was safe. And yeah, Frenchie made a lot of enemies on his HOH reign. He was all over the place, and it really rubbed people the wrong way. Could have been an easy week, but yeah, we saw a very hectic Frenchie HOH, and now we're seeing some more craziness from him because he's scrambling, and he has a right to be scared. So Kaylin's HOH room, so sweet. I love Caylin. He's one of my favorites this season so far. He just seems like such a nice guy. It was really cute, the pictures and him and his mom, and then the letter. I even cried too. Tiffany reads the letter for him because he was getting really emotional, and it was just so nice. And the whole Tiffany pretending to cry, because it gives her and Azah time to interact and talk about things, is hilarious. They are so smart and strategic. I love it. They're so dangerous. And yeah, I mean, I love the ladies this season. I've already said that. But Tiffany, love her. One of my favorites too. And she loves Janelle. She's a big BB fan. I've been seeing her tweets. So yeah, she's definitely playing this game well. They were talking about Frenchie, about going after him, and Derek X opens a door and they go back to the fake crying, and he walks out again. He's like, oh wait, like they're having a little private moment. It's so smart, and it's obviously working. Okay, so wildcard competition this episode. Queens are safe, so they do not compete in this. Hannah, Christian cannot compete in this because they already have done a wildcard comp. Frenchie plays for the Jokers. And yeah, I noticed his hat with the paint on it in the DR sessions before we had a chance to see the wildcard competition. So we know it happened after the competition, and you could easily take note of the amount of paint on his hat. Sarah Beth plays for the Kings, and Brent plays for the Aces. They left it to fate again, and he was chosen. The Frenchie and Caylin talk was so awkward. It was hard to watch. Obviously, Caylin was waiting for it to be over, and he was just saying as little information as possible. He learned his lesson too from Frenchie about the amount that he blabbed and how it caught up to him too. I've noticed Brent compares everything to flights since he's a flight attendant. It's funny. But yeah, he makes a comment about Frenchie. If he came on one of his flights acting like that, he'd be escorted out. Frenchie like I said, spiraling, dramatic, moody. And this episode shows it. He's really annoying everyone and angering his own alliance members. Whitney confronts Frenchie, and Frenchie makes a comment about snakes in the grass. It's time for a lawnmower. Yeah, he definitely has his own little sayings. Yeah, his alliance members were quick to jump ship because he's a sinking ship, and they're like, well, gotta save myself. He's doing a lot of damage to my game by staying here. So I really like this wildcard competition so far. I have really liked the competitions this season. It was an art gallery themed wildcard comp, BB, flying colors. I like the concept. It was a twist on a game we've seen before, similar but still different. They're asked questions about colors in the artwork, and if they get it right, paint is splattered on them and the canvas behind them. Usually we see things splattered on people when they get it wrong, but this time it's different. Editing for this was cute and fun and positive. They were all trying to win this. Of course, Frenchie knows he needs to be safe. Brent doesn't want Frenchie to be safe. And Sarah Beth doesn't want either one of them to win. She wants to get it so they don't have it. So first question, Brent and Frenchie get it wrong. Sarah Beth gets that point. She's a chemist. She's used to small details and she has really good memory, so definitely easier for her. And it gives her an opportunity to show off her competition skills, her memorization skills. I think all of them got the duck question right, but Brent answered the quickest, so he gets that point. It's funny, Brent answered green when they asked what color was under green. It's just at a momentary lapse of judgment. So Frenchie got this one right and explains the color that was on his hat. And after I see that, I'm like, I'm guessing this is the only question he gets right because I didn't see any other colors on his hat. Sarah Beth got her second point, and then she got her third, and that was it. She won. So in order for Sarah Beth to get her safety, she would have to trade places with someone in the Queen's team, which doesn't make much sense for Sarah Beth since she knows she's safe with Caylin. And switching over to the Queen's team, who only has 3 players, while if she stays in the King's, there's 4 of them. Yeah, it doesn't make sense for her to do that. Then she'll be losing the alliance of that team and maybe annoying the person's spot that she takes in the Queen's team. So it's just not worth it. So yeah, Tiffany continues to work her magic, steering Caylin toward Frenchie, which is a really easy target for Caylin. It's, I think, a pretty easy week for him. Frenchie nominated him last week, so he has a really good excuse, and Frenchie has been annoying a lot of people, so it seems pretty easy. Other people come up to Caylin and say the same thing. They're pushing for a Frenchie nomination because it's the easiest thing and it keeps them safe. Brittany was the only one not mentioning Frenchie as a nomination. She brings up Brent and Whitney and Alyssa and Christian. So it's easy for Caylin to be like, okay, well, you didn't mention Frenchie, so you're a plausible person to save Frenchie. You're on his team, so it is what it is. And yeah, ultimately Caylin, easy choice for him, nominates Frenchie and Brittany. And Brittany's really sad about it, and I felt really bad seeing her cry and get all upset about it. She doesn't deserve it, but she's in the same team as Frenchie, and Frenchie's a way bigger target than her. And I think anybody, even if somehow Frenchie were to get off the block, anybody that would be put up next to her would likely be a bigger target. Obviously, emotional reaction, but I think when she thinks about it, she'll be fine. And yeah, Caylin, his reasoning, you put me up, Frenchie, and basically, like, a lot of people are saying your name, and Brittany, you're in his team, you're a vote for him, so is what it is. And then we see Frenchie saying he never quits anything, this isn't any different. And yeah, I have been reading updates on the feeds, so I know that he's been saying that he's gonna quit and then ultimately doesn't. So yeah, he's all over the place. But I guess we'll see veto. And aftermath of that, I have been up to date with live feeds, so you can go ahead and exit out if you don't want spoilers. But now I'm going to discuss things on the feeds. And so yeah, Derek X, we know from the feeds, wins veto again, veto king, love him, icon. So I'm interested to see the competition and how that goes. He's proving to be somewhat of a comp piece, so go him. This week, pretty easy, Frenchie spiraling. So, yeah. Let me know your thoughts on the episode and on this season in the comment section, and don't forget to like and subscribe.